The ROG Harpe Ace Mouse is a high-end mouse made for pro gamers, designed by Asus in collaboration with AIMLAB, one of the best training platforms for FPS gamers. So, does this mouse justify its high price tag, and has this collaboration made something that gamers should be really excited for? Well, that's exactly what we'll try to find out in this review of the ROG Harpe Ace AIMLAB Edition mouse. The ROG Harpe Ace mouse comes in this nice eco-friendly box which contains no plastics. Inside, you obviously get the mouse, its USB dongle, one USB dongle extender, a 2-meter long braided USB Type-C cable, PTFE replacement feet, grip tape, some stickers, thank you card, and other documentation. This mouse has an understated design with no fancy elements added unnecessarily. It is purpose-built for gamers and it shows. The ambidextrous shape makes it suitable for all. The back hump and narrow frame provides good grip for both palm grip and claw grip users. Even for fingertip grip style, both 131 and 122, it is reasonably comfortable, though not the best. However, the best part about this mouse is how lightweight it is while being a solid shell mouse with no holes. It weighs only 54 grams while packing in multiple connectivity options, RGB scroll wheel, and a slot for storing the USB dongle. That's really impressive. Another impressive thing about this mouse is how solid it feels in the hand. It has zero flex and absolutely no squeaking or creaking sounds. This is because of a new material used by Asus, which they call bio-based nylon. It has a subtle texture which provides good grip. Coming to physical overview, on the top, you get the left and right click buttons as well as a scroll wheel. The scroll wheel is the only RGB element of this mouse. There is also a subtle ROG logo here. On the left, you get the forward and back buttons in turquoise color, an AIMLAB logo that lights up in UV light, and a subtle texture for added grip. You get the same texture on the right side as well. In the front, you get a USB Type-C port. At the bottom, you get a connectivity switch, a DPI switch, as well as a pairing button. There is also a slot for the USB dongle. Okay, now let's talk about all the advanced technologies packed inside. First is the sensor. It uses ROG aim point sensor with up to 36,000 dpi. Asus has tuned it to have a CPI deviation of less than 1%. I tested it using DPI analyzer and it's definitely under 1%. Its polling rate is 1000 Hz, which is good but not great, as nowadays a high-end gaming mouse is expected to have 4000 Hz polling rate. I've tried a couple of mice with 4K polling rate, but I couldn't really notice any difference. Also, power consumption for 4K polling rate is much higher. So personally, I don't have any issues with 1000 Hz polling rate. Coming to the left and right switches, you get ROG micro switches rated for 70 million clicks. These are not optical switches, and unfortunately you cannot replace the switches on this mouse, but ROG claims that these switches have a click latency of under 1 millisecond even in wireless mode, which is quite impressive. Initially, these switches might feel a bit stiff and heavy, but you get used to them quickly, and the stiffness helps in avoiding misclicks. Here is the sound test of all the buttons and the scroll wheel. The mouse has 4 small PTFE feet, which provides a smooth glide, but you can also use the big one for added smoothness. Similarly, while the mouse shell has a grippy texture, you can add the supplied grip tape for much better grip. Also, the dongle extender can be clipped to the mouse pad for perfect connectivity. One thing that might irritate some gamers is the position of the DPI switch. It's located at the bottom, so quick switching between different DPI settings while gaming won't be possible. You can assign DPI switching to any of the customizable buttons, but having a dedicated DPI switch on top would have been better. Coming to software, Armory Crate is the app you need to access all the settings of this mouse. Here you can reassign different functions to each of the customizable buttons, change the DPI, polling rate, and angle tuning settings, calibrate the mouse to different surfaces and adjust the lift-off distance, monitor the battery and tweak the sleep mode settings, and finally check for firmware updates. You also get access to Settings Optimizer inside the AIMLAB app, where your performance with different settings is evaluated and settings best suited for your playstyle are recommended. It's pretty cool in concept, but in reality it can be a hit or miss. You also get access to ROG themed training space with some unique tests limited to this space. In terms of connectivity, this mouse offers all the three options. So you get 2.4 GHz RF wireless connectivity via the dongle, which offers the lowest latency in wireless mode. You also get Bluetooth wireless connectivity, which is great for connecting to phones and tablets. Last but not the least, you get a Type-C port and 2-meter long smooth braided cable with ultra-low latency wired connectivity. It also doubles up as a charging cable for your mouse. Speaking of charging, this mouse is rated for 90 hours of battery life in wireless mode. I used this mouse for a week, and at the end of the week, the mouse still had about 65% battery left. So this mouse can easily last 2 weeks even with heavy usage. Okay, so I'm not a pro FPS gamer. In this AIMLAB Gridshot Ultimate test, I scored around 60k, which is pretty average compared to pros capable of something like this. However, I was always curious about how much of a difference can a gaming mouse make compared to a regular non-gaming mouse with all these advanced technologies packed in. So I played a total of 10 rounds of Gridshot 3x3, alternating between the Logitech MX Anywhere 2S mouse and this ROG Harpe Ace Mouse. And the results are pretty clear. The score I got with the Harpe Ace Mouse was consistently higher. Alternating between these mice made me appreciate all the choices Asus has made with this mouse, be it in terms of shape, size or weight. While using the MX Anywhere 2S mouse felt like moving an object on the mousepad, the Harpe Ace Mouse felt like an extension of my hand, making it feel a lot more responsive. With this test, I can easily conclude that a good gaming mouse can make a noticeable difference in your gaming performance. Alright, conclusion time. The ROG Harpe Ace Mouse definitely feels like a product which has been designed by pros for pros. There is attention to detail in every aspect like the design, materials, sensor and switches, and even in-box accessories like grip tape and extra PTFE feet. However, there is always room for improvement. In this mouse, the DPI switch could have been positioned better, and I'm hopeful that in a future iteration of this mouse, Asus will be able to figure out how to add a swappable switch mechanism without adding significant weight. But overall, this is a very capable mouse, worthy of its high price tag, and one of the best options in its category. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel down below. Thanks for watching.